All right, so welcome everyone to tonight's nutritional cleansing sort of info session. This is pretty low key. The idea is, especially I guess in the health and wellness world, like the whole weight management thing is the big issue. You can probably relate to the yo-yo effect, or having a really good year one year and then all of a sudden you're back to where you were the next year. And listening to everyone's advice and taking everything on board, but always finding yourself sort of, going between the two spectrums of, feeling really good in your bikini and feeling not so good in your bikini. So, it could also be just, that the way that, that thing, little belly you see when you get up in the morning, you're in the shower and you're conscious of it, you don't want it, but you want to find a solution that sort of fits into your busy lifestyle as well. So, what we've done tonight is put together this web event in order just to share some stories from people that have integrated this nutritional cleansing system. It's been put together by a company called Isogenics, which means, balance and homeostasis. And what's really cool about these guys is it's not like, one dude or one lady saying this is the only way to do it. It's a group of scientists and people with nutritional degrees and like decades and decades of experience that have come together to put this system together in order to solve a problem. And I like that because it's very collaborative, it's very integrated, and I think this company just went, they're one of the top 20 companies in health and wellness and in the referral-based direct selling world, which is a testament because I think they're the youngest by about 20 years, which says a lot for a word-of-mouth based company. And I guess the key thing about that as well is that these guys are really leading the way with, integrating in a system for the human fasting, which probably is a bit of a keyword you hear a lot now. You're looking at obviously taking out the bad stuff, putting good stuff in, and then ways that looking at healthy aging and being able to integrate it, for stress and the lifestyles that we live. Obviously, we all don't live on a farm, and we don't have access to the produce that people down there have. So we need to find a solution for that. So a little bit about my story. I'm a physio as a background, and I'll keep it nice and short. But I've worked as a personal trainer trying to help women lose weight. I've worked as a Pilates instructor trying to build up the muscles beneath I guess the belly. And I've worked as a physio trying to help people move again after having sore knees, sore backs, and things like that. And one of the key factors between all of it was this sort of sustained weight management thing. And this program came into my life not for weight; it came more for the energy and the digestive health. And I looked at it for about 9 months, skeptical for a long time. And long story short, just gave it a go, got over my ego, noticed a massive shift within 2 weeks with my energy, to the point where I was getting up in the morning before my alarm clock. And I just started to see my little six-pack come back. So for me as a guy, I was like, okay, that's cool. But now what can I do as a tool in my belt, share with patients? And probably one of the first patients I shared it with, I can't tell you her name just for obvious reasons, but let's call her Jan. And she had two knees that I was treating at the time, which basically she needed surgery for. So she was going to get total knee replacements. And I sort of looked at her, and she was about 20, 30 kilos overweight. And I'd done this program and integrated it and seen the shift and change in people like Robin and Claire and Gloria that you hear from tonight. So I thought, why not just give it a crack? If we can help her lose 5 of those, it's going to take a fair bit of load off the knees, healing as well. So then they'll complement my physical treatment. And I said, all right, let's give it a crack. And she agreed. And, within a month, she'd lost about 8 to 10 kilos. And that for her, she was stoked because she'd been trying to do that for about 15, 20 years. And sure enough, she started to move a bit more. And all of a sudden, she's moving more. The pain started to subside in her knees a little bit, walking and getting her moving. 2 months after that, she's lost another 10 kilos. So she was about 20 kilos down at about 3 months. And, obviously what happens with that is, imagine taking 20 kilos off your frame, you're going to take a bucket load of load off your knees as well. And she just started moving more and more, and she had more energy. And then all of a sudden her knee pain started to resolve. We kept up with the physical treatment. I saw a massive shift, not just in her physically, but emotionally in the way she felt about herself. And it just sort of went on and on from there. And I guess that's the reason why I'm here today is because I'm really passionate about this area. And the reason we did this for women is because I know it's a big issue. So what I might do is quickly just get you to reflect on one thing before I hand you over to the girls, and they can share a little bit about their experience. So if just for anyone that's listening, anyone that's watching the recording, if you could give yourself, you know, let's talk sustained weight management. All right. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your weight management? Is it an issue? Is it something you think about a lot? Is it so, do you feel fine sort of in a bikini out at the beach? Do you look at yourself and like really love yourself when you get out of the shower each morning? Or is it you're sort of a little bit self-conscious and a bit concerned about, certain aspects of your body? Taking the weight away from it, like what about body image? How do you feel about your body image? And again, you probably see a lot of things in this community. It's not about the weight. The weight's a sort of a side effect, but it's more about how you feel in your skin. You could be a size 10, size 12, size 16, size 18 and still be healthy. But it's really up to you and what feels good for you and your body. So just think about that. Out of 10, what would you give yourself? And what we'll do now is just hold on to that space as we hand you over to Claire. So Claire's actually traveling up to Glasgow from the UK and London. So she's literally just got off her motorbike to share this with you. You can see a little transformation on the side. Hers, not so much about the weight loss, but more the weight management, and also for someone who's a bit healthier and a bit of an athlete as well. So this will relate to any ladies in that space. So take it away, Claire.
Thanks, Rory. Hey guys, how are you? As you can see, I've got my motorbike in the background, so I'm just about to jump onto the road to ride for the next probably 9 to 10 hours up to Glasgow. But a bit about my story. So I basically grew up really, really healthy. I grew up on a farm up on the mid-north coast of Australia, eating really healthy, being actually an athlete. I used to do rhythmic gymnastics for 10 years and got chosen to join the elite squad for the Olympics that could have been for 2000 Olympics. So I was super healthy, ate really well, but I still, unfortunately, when I hit my adulthood, I had some health issues, which was basically sleeplessness. I was lacking in a lot of energy and just really lethargic every day. And to top that off, for the amount of exercise that I did every day and eating really clean and healthy, I still, unfortunately, couldn't shift a bit of puppy fat around my body. So I was pretty self-conscious, wasn't really comfortable in my skin. I have tried a lot of things to fix a lot of my personal and health issues. And over the past 15 years, I'd given up. Whilst I was backpacking the world, actually, a couple of years ago, my good mate Jack actually decided to say, Claire, don't give up. I might actually have a solution for you. Hear me out. And he presented me the information about isogenics and our health and nutrition system. After much thinking, I thought, you know what, I've tried everything else, so I might as well give this a go. And wow, I'm very, very thankful for Jack. So basically in 5 days, I was jumping out of bed full of energy like I've really not really felt before. In a matter of a couple of weeks, I have shifted all of that puppy fat from around my middle, and I'd found my six-pack again that I knew was there. So I was feeling pretty good. And over the matter of the next 3 months, while I was still eating clean but putting this nutrition system into my body, I got my sleeping to be 6 to 7 hours straight every single night instead of 3 to 4 hours, very broken by waking up 10 times approximately every night. So for me, it has been a life changer. From someone who had eaten clean, done all the right things, but still couldn't quite have everything on track for whatever reason. This has presented me with a nutrition that I was obviously lacking in my body, but not just that, but a support system as well around it, where I could really have some community support to answer my questions if I was feeling a little bit unsure of why I was doing something, but also the motivation to continue on with it. On top of that, while I was actually backpacking around the world, funnily enough, I had actually been searching for something that I could do online that could keep me traveling, because my life goals is to be wherever I want in the world, whenever I want in the world. So funnily enough, after 3 months of searching for a job effectively that I could do online, Jack presented this and it fell into my lap, and here I am living in London at the moment, motorbiking up the country as I want to, being able to help people with their health just like it's done for me, working around from my mobile and really living the lifestyle that I've really wanted, all thanks to this system, really. So that's my story. So thank you to Jack and thank you to the BWell crew.
That's awesome, Claire. And what advice would you have for any women out there that, you know, that might be trying to shift a little bit of weight? What would you say? Is it something like you just get started? Is it trust the process? What advice would you have? Yeah,
pretty much both of those actually, Rory. Look, I was certainly one that had tried a lot of the diets, from, you know, the 5-2 fasting diet through to the high protein 6 meals a day, through to, you know, I've done it all. And trust the process is definitely one, but give it a try. And, you know, if you have really tried everything else and you do believe you are doing everything right, there's obviously potentially something that you're lacking or missing. And this system, through its complete nutrition and the intermittent fasting that kicks your body back into gear, I really feel that it could definitely assist most people out there with just shifting whatever they're needing. But not only that, the fact that it's actually got the 30-day money-back guarantee, which is actually the reason why I was happy enough to give it a go, that to me is such a security that it is definitely worth giving it a go and seeing what it can really do for you. There's no arguments. Like, there's no reason why you shouldn't start.
Yeah, well, it takes away a big objection for people, which is obviously the money side of things. But the other thing as well is you've been using the program for 3 years now, and I know I put London about 2 weeks. And you're still very busy. You're still very social. You travel, you know. So the lifestyle is quite hard to get a lot of regularity, especially with nutrition. So just from that side of things, you know, the fact that you've been integrating the system for 3 years, and also the busy lifestyle, what do you find is the best part about how this works?
I just lost the end of that, Rory, but.
With a busy person like yourself, how does it? How simple is it?
Oh my gosh, it's the simplest thing. So I've literally got on the back of my motorbike just my bag with all my clothes in it and my products scattered throughout it. I won't go anywhere without it. Not only does it just give me an ease of being able to start my day with a nutrition drink, whether I have it as a smoothie or a smoothie bowl or, you know, a milkshake or whatever, however I decide to have it on the day. It's just so easy to either whack it together in my blender, which I've actually got on the back of my motorbike, or in my hand shaker, which I've got as well. Or if I'm literally in a hotel room where I don't have either of those, I just make it up inside the glass or the mug that they present. So there's really no excuse for me to eat it. And to know that that's how I start my day, because I personally have it for breakfast as well as a mid-afternoon snack or a post-workout protein. And then with my support system products, I carry them with me everywhere. The Ionic Supreme is my liquid gold, and that, you know, you can just shot it straight or make it up in a cup of water. And it's just as easy as literally going to the tap and, you know, making up a cup of water. So I don't really see how it can be any different from just adding it around everything that you already do anyway. It actually has saved me time, and it saved me quite a bit of money on top of all of that, considering I gallivant around the world, and having to choose what to eat 3 meals a day is such a battle half the time that this cuts it in half.
Yeah, I can relate to that, especially traveling through Asia and places like that where sometimes you don't have access to the best food. It's a nice little thing just to know that you can keep the regularity. All right. Thanks so much, Legend. And
Thank you.
You can go on mute if you like, and I know you've got to shoot up to Glasgow. Enjoy yourself. I'll chat with you, okay? And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hand over to the Robin. So Robin Cotton is a lady that I met down in Albany, Australia, and she runs a cafe, or she's actually put it on hold for the moment. She can go travel the next 6 weeks. Pretty excited. Always been a natty, and you know, she's the start and maintained it for 16 weeks. With a power that actually allowed her to not only get the amazing transformation you see in the bottom hand side, but she also won $3,000 for effort. This is another cool about the company, is you get rewarded on so many levels. Just not everyone has to do that. You do want to cut a little bit more down. It's got a great story for the two. So, Robin, how are you?
I'm great, Rory. Thank you. You broke up a lot of bit.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's breaking up a little bit, but I can take it from here if you like.
Yeah, Rob.
Yeah, so before Sorry?
Oh, sorry, I was just saying share your story.
Thank you. Okay, so before Isogenics, I've been searching for words to actually describe how I was feeling, to actually put it into a simple term, and I was coming up with stressed and struggling, just completely unwell. And then somebody once just said a word to me that so resonated, and she just said, I felt broken. And that word just, it encapsulated everything. I was absolutely completely broken. And I didn't like how I felt. I didn't like looking at myself in the mirror, and I was, trying to get out of bed in the morning was ridiculous. Sleep was non-existent. And like everybody, when sleep is non-existent, you always fall asleep at 5 o'clock in the morning when you have to get up at 5:30. So waking up exhausted before I'd even started the day, having to run a really busy cafe, falling back, closing the doors of the cafe and just not wanting to start another day. And then some friends of mine magically appeared with, so much vitality, and I've known these people for 30 years and I've never seen anything like the energy levels that they exhibited. And the first question that I had for them is, what have you done? What are you doing? And then I think my second question is it legal? And then my third question is I don't care, can I have it? So it was just a transformation. I made the commitment, which is a big part of it. You make a commitment to the program. I made the commitment for the first 30 days to stick with it. I shifted quite a few kilos in that time. And within 2 weeks of starting the program, my energy levels had returned, and I'd gone from somebody who couldn't contemplate going back to exercise to starting running again in the mornings and thinking about wanting to do more with my evenings and more with my life than just working and surviving, which is pretty much all I was doing. And yeah, after I went to Celebration in Brisbane, and I heard about the Ice and Body competition, and I just looked at it and I sat in the audience. I was watching everybody get up on the stage, and I was like, oh, I can do that. I know I can do that. And I can incorporate that into my life, and I can do a little bit of extra exercise. And anyway, I just, I committed to it, to the 16-week challenge. And I wasn't completely good over the entire 16 weeks. I went out to lots of dinners. I didn't cut out alcohol completely. So I wasn't strictly following everything that I was supposed to be doing, but I was maintaining. So I was using the isogenic system in maintenance mode at that stage. I was going to the gym with a personal trainer, and I was running in the mornings. And in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, you can see the change that made in 16 weeks. And that was without being 100% strict and diligent. But I did work out. And the change in my attitude was probably the biggest thing, more than anything else. My energy came back. My zest for life came back. My wanting to be alive actually came back, because I was getting to the stage where I was thinking, if this is what life has got in store for me, I don't know that I want to be here too much longer. And that just changed. And that's worth gold. Just that feeling itself was worth gold. And yeah, I was named as a finalist in the Ice and Body competition. I won $3,000 in cash plus numerous other prizes. I wholeheartedly recommend everybody have a go at the Ice and Body Challenge, just for the experience, and to also, it helps you keep accountable. You can have setbacks, it doesn't matter, you just get up the next day and set yourself back on track again, and you never know where it might take you. You might actually become a finalist. Yeah, it was an amazing experience standing on that stage. talking to people and having a video of myself running through the forest. I don't know if anyone's seen the Ice of Body video, but there is a video of me running through the forests in the deep south of Western Australia, and it's a great video, and it was playing behind me on the screen while I was talking to people, and it was just an awesome experience. So to say, everybody have a go at it. You never know where it's going to take you.
That's one thing as well is I hear it a lot from a lot of women that I work with saying that they're too old to make a change, right? And this is how they're going to be for the rest of their days. And if you don't mind me asking, how old were you when you started the program? That is. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was I think I was 55 when I started the program, and too old. That's just crazy. I mean, there's people in this program that are in their 80s and have had a transformative effect. So you're never too old, and that's crazy. Yeah. And one of the things that actually did happen as part of training for the Ice of Body competition, I set my sights on the City to Surf, and I ran the City to Surf in a great time. I was third girl over the line. That was not just in age brackets, that was third girl over the line, third female. And I took out the record for the over 50s. And a couple of days later, as you do, you sit there and you go through the internet and go, what was my times and who did I beat and who didn't I beat, etc. And looking this up on the internet a couple of days later, I had beaten every 20-year-old girl over the line. And I was pretty awesome. I was more stoked in that than even the fact that I got a third place. It was just actually beating every 20-year-old at my age was an awesome experience.
Yeah. So you're getting fitter as you get older is what you're trying to tell me.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And now, I work out in a gym every morning with people that are half my age and sometimes more than half my age. And I'm still, if not the leader of the pack, the second or third in the room. Yeah.
Yeah, you're putting up. Because that big things, as the old stiff, you can't do the daily sessions. It's all about maintenance, and I've seen you get up and you go probably harder than anyone. So how are you pulling up? How's your recovery?
Yeah, it's great. That was one of the joys of the system. I have been a runner before, done lots of exercise before, and one of the things that you do get is lots of muscle aches and pains and various other things with it. And what I have found with the isogenics is that it's the amount of exercise that I do, I would expect to sort of wake up, every day and think, oh, God, I'm sorry, everything aches. But it just doesn't. You use the products the way they're meant to be used, and they support you through the most vigorous exercise. And I'm amazed at how much endurance I actually do have in my age bracket. And at 56, I ran my first marathon. So I was pretty chuffed about that too. So.
Well, that is phenomenal. That's something more than what I've done. So I have to put that on the bucket list now, because I know you've done it. And what I'll do is I'll briefly I'll go back to Gloria, Robin. Thank you so much for sharing that, because I think that is extremely inspiring. And for whatever age you're at, I think you can take something out of that story. But Gloria's the same, actually. She can't make on tonight. She's 5:30 and she's a busy mum. But started the program pretty much the exact same way that Robin did. So I'll share a little bit about her journey. But when she started on the left-hand side, you can tell she's wearing an Ironman shirt. So she was preparing for a marathon, holding a little bit of extra weight around the stomach. And, she can get through it, right? She just knew there was an easier way. And her daughter, Mary, started the program through a friend, Peter. And then Mary, being the daughter, just shared it with her mum. And I think this is something that's really cool about the program is people helping people. And, the daughter gets a really good result and says, hey, mum, I've got something you should try out. She trusts her, gives it a go. And then the result is what you see on the right-hand side after the first 30 days and beyond. And what's really cool about Gloria as well is that she just kept, now that she pivoted and she all of a sudden started to lose that weight, get her health back, get her energy back, she was recovering better after her training. She just kept on following that process. And she took it to the point where she was then running triathlons on a national level for her age bracket and winning and doing really well. Then she got global setting in Hawaii. So they made it as you, Robin. I think I remember. And it was just a small pivot. Get her sixth chapter of life. In her 50s, and she just she could do to make herself feel better and train. She just kept following that, and now she's in triathlons in her 50s and on a global setting, and actually setting records for people. And this is just an everyday mum who, from what I heard, early days as well. So it's just an activity she picked up later in life and got really addicted to. Her body could cope with it. So for anyone listening story review, these are all real people, so you can get in contact with Robin or Claire or Gloria if you like. I'm not going to run through the detail of the program today, but we have a web where we have done that. It's just to share stories with you. So it's a massive tip. Is the different the class days for stress and energy, the product B for the aging set with the cells, and then Pete's. So really the key to this is to really show. You start with the 30-day reset, you do a bit of maintenance, and if you reflect 0 to 10 rate that you gave yourself, how you look when you get up and more look in the mirror, or just how you feel, and you want to find just to change that and just feel better. Effect. And and like Robin said as well, like the emotional feeling, to not feel broken anymore, and to be able to get up and exercise every morning and recover and now travel for 3 to 4 months without having sore knees and sore backs that stop her from really enjoying life. I don't really think you can put a price on that. So if this is a system that can be into your busy style, your food eating, your exercise regime, then give it a go. And like I said, you can get your money back as well. So there's with signing it for your follow us on Facebook. We've got a page called BWell, up inspiring stories. You'll see photos from people into that. If you want any more details about products or science, health, or productau.com, and you can get all the there. That's pretty much it for tonight. If you have any questions, feel free to message me, or you can write in the chat box now. I'm going to stop recording this, and I will see you all next week. So next week, we have one for athletes. So if you have any friends that are athletic and they want to integrate this system into their regime, or they're using some low quality products and want to replace that, then that'll be a good one for them. I'll do the same. I'll post, and feel free to invite anyone. Thank you next week. And thank you, and get on. All right. Oh, thanks, Claire. And also Jolene, I see you're there as well. Do you have any questions before I shoot off? Or you're all good?